welcome back everyone, welcome back to our second broadcast of the night. We just wrapped up with the Masters Coliseum, and welcome everyone to the very first day of the Christmas Cup. I'm of course host Live VIP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat. And if you are unfamiliar with this tournament, I mean, it's an event that's been running for a month now in other leagues. This is the GM edition. We've been hosting the bronze, gold, diamond, and masters edition of this event. Well, we haven't been hosting it, but it has been hosted, and we're just jumping in to cast the GM variation. Here we go. The big boys are facing off, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkione, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing himself. It is Gref. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss, representing Team Liquid. It is Skillus. Here we go. Skillus versus Gref, a pretty high-profile matchup to kick things off. And again, to quickly go over this is an event hosted and organized by Hatsu. Big shout out to Hatsu, of course. She's been hosting events for quite some time now, hosting events like Hatchery Cup, like the New Year's Cup that we casted a couple of days ago, and here we have the Christmas Cup. Now again, this event did begin in December, but we've been going league after league, right, from bottom to top. They've been hosting events very much so league based, so they were hosting events for diamond players, for platinum players, for masters players, and now at the very end we are hosting the event for the GMs, for the Grandmasters, the pro players. And here we go, we have our initial pylon already. Gref is known for cannon rushing, and there's the forge. The forge is done, and the cannon rush is upon us behind the mineral line. The first pylon was thrown down to kind of distract Skillus. Additional pylons are finishing up, but the probe was killed. The probe was killed. The pylons do finish. We do have a second probe coming in. Second probe does come in, and we are looking to throw down those cannons. We need to get behind these workers. It looks like we can. Up! It's going to be close. Then we got the first cannon. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Another pylon was thrown down, actually. And we're trying to get behind the mineral line, and it looks like we can. Up! The boys pulled once again. Really good zoning here from Skillus again, just avoiding or making sure this probe does not get anywhere near these pylons. Pulls the boys for a second time. Pylon getting very low here. And I still see no cannons. Not yet. So we can talk about the event later, because Bappy, the cannon rush is here. We have two probes from both ends. We're coming in from both ends, but there's just so much damage being done to these pylons already, and they're going to be going down. This cannon rush has failed. The probe falls. We have additional pylons and cannons on the way in a desperate move to try and get this up and running. Oh my god. That's a lot of cannons. Well, that's 5 pylons and 1 cannon. The cannon is being focused down. It's going to be cancelled. 0 cannons left. And Gref, trying to pull this off. Oh my god. Takes a lot of hits. And will be shut down. No more probes. GG gets called. Single G. And Skillus will survive, defend the cannon rush. GG. GG, well played. So to very quickly go over this. This is again an open event. Did have to sign up through our website, through registration, to be a part of this event as well. We have players like Wayne, Skillus, Night Phoenix, Exo Striker, to name a couple of players. But a lot, Strange as well. There's a lot of players. GG Machine, a lot of players are getting involved. And this is the group stage. It's day 1. The group stage, !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the groups yourselves. Again, a lot of groups. There are so many. Too many to name. Each group has 4 players and top 2. Top 2 will advance on into the playoff brackets. And the playoffs will be taking place tomorrow, and we will do our best to cast them. We'll do our best to bring you the playoffs right at your fingertips. But now though, we're sinking our teeth into the group stage, and I apologize for the late start. The event did begin half an hour ago, but we were trying to find players and things got very chaotic. Apparently there's some issue on the European server where custom games, we're having a really hard time making custom games, so players were hopping over to NA. I didn't know they were hopping over to NA, so I did miss a couple of games, but we're here. Fresh series, now in game 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the green Protoss, the cannon rusher. It is Gref. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Skillus. Here we go. Now again, Gref is known for one thing and one thing only, and that is cannon rushing. He is known for cannon rushing. He's taken down some big names with some cannon rushes in the past. And once again, we have our Forge, which means we are zooming across the map as we speak. Gref looking to once again try to pull off another cheeky cannon rush. Let's go. I'm here. I'm ready for it. Probe is going to be dipping on in. A pylon has been thrown down here on top of the ramp. So we have our first pylon thrown down. Second probe is on the way. Now, with this probe, with this pylon positioning, we can try to shut down the production and get cannons up and running outside the gateways. Likewise, we have the probe setting up here behind the mineral line as well. Probe is going to be slipping on in, and cannons should be thrown down momentarily. Again, the forge is done. Here we go. We have a couple of pylons thrown down behind the mineral line. A solid wall is made. And there we go. The box has been constructed. Second probe falls. Oh, a bit of miscontrol there. The worker has gone down, but we now have a solid wall off here, and we can throw down cannons safely behind these pylons. There we go. Cannons are now on the way. This time a much more secure position for Gref. There's a second cannon in production. And once this probe falls, we do need to squeeze ourselves out of here and try to escape. Another pylon is thrown down. Two cannons fall. Oh, we do barely try to escape. We do manage to slip away from those workers. Pylon's taking a lot of damage here. There's two cannons. Okay. Sorry, there's one. Oh, I thought there were two. My apologies. One cannon finishes up here behind the pylons. We're going to be able to chip away at that Zealot. At the same time, the secondary pylon is still up and running. Still that one probe that is active, but it's taking a lot of damage. Be careful. As Zealot does fall, we're focusing down as many probes as we can. Nice wall off here from the probe. Cannon thrown down, but good surface area. We should be forcing a cancel. And up! That's a kill, not a cancel on the cannon. It does get killed. Another Zealot has arrived, but it looks like we cannot get more cannons up and running. I say that there is one cannon on the way, and oh, we GG! It works! And we are going to the ace match. The cannon is thrown down, it is protected, and one cannon is sometimes all it takes. And just like that, we are going to game 3. Oh my god, is Gref really going to be able to pull this off and actually going to cause an upset and take down Skillus in the group stage? That'd be wild. Skillus is one of the favorite players, by the way. Like, Skillus is one of the favorites in this tournament. And he's expected to go far, but you know, cannon rush. It can sometimes be too much. Oh boy. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit concerned for what is about to happen. A little bit concerned here as we're getting into game 3. I mean, I knew this would be a spicy one, and I knew that there was potential for an upset, but now that we're that much closer to an upset, I am scared. Oh boy. Here we go. Again, Gref, he has perfected, I say perfected, he's, you know, refined his cannon rushing skills to the point of being able to take down one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe. You know, I would say Skills is up there alongside Showtime, alongside MaxPax. Skills is probably top 3. You know, if Gref can take one game, what is one more? And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player. Tying up the series 1-1. Can he cause the upset? It is Gref. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have this opponent. We have the red Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Skillus. Show us the cannon rush. Show us the magic. Aye. Here we go. But again, it is a kill move. It is a kill shot to get behind the mineral line to get these cannons up and running, because then you take control of the economy and then you end the game. Like, there's just nothing else that Skillus can do from there. He's aware of it. Forge is on the way. And again, Skillus needs to be hyper vigilant here to make sure that that box, that cage of pylons and the cannons do not get up and running. Otherwise, that will be the end of the game. First pylon has been thrown down. Probe making its way behind the mineral line. Pylon has been thrown down once again here. We're trying to set up another one of those cages, but alas, it looks like we will be able to zone this away. Second probe does slip in. A lot of boys are forced off the middle line. Lots of lost mining time here for Skillous. Zealot is in production. 2 probes have met up. Oh, a bit of miscontrol there. This probe did take some extra hits, and there it is. Pylons have been thrown, and the cannon as well. Love the reduced surface area on this cannon, by the way. Zealot is being chronoed. 1 probe fell in the main base. Oh, a bit of a slip up there from Gref. There's 1 probe left. 1 worker remaining. This cannon, it's gonna get up, but we get another kill. Both probes fell. That is huge. And this cannon, it's gonna be cancelled. We cancel the cannon, and that should be the end of the cannon rush. We have another probe on the way, that is true, but alas, we needed that cannon to finish. Without it, there's nothing else here to support, or we needed the probes to survive. If the probes are able to live, then we can keep going. We keep throwing down pylons and cannons and get everything up and running. Alas, it is too little too late. Another probe has arrived, but alas, the pylons are cleaned up. We throw down the gateway, another pylon, a backup cannon here for Gref. Bold move. Oh my god. As we take a lot of hits getting into the mineral line there, a bit of a mistake, and it looks like the probe is not going to get shut down. Do wedge ourselves behind this. 2 gateways are up and running, no cannon. Bear that in mind. But we have another probe coming in. This doesn't end. A 3rd gateway thrown down? That's a lot of gateways. Oh, the probe does get shut down. We have 1. We have 2 cannons in production, but the Stalker is about to arrive. With the help of this Stalker, that's how much more DPS. We have another shield. We have a shield battery on the way here for Skillous. Zealot is being chronoed out. Additional shield batteries here. We do focus on 1 of those cannons. Yeah, these cannons won't finish. We needed one of them. We needed 1 of them to complete. And then we would have had a different game. There we go. 2 more cannons on the way, but now we have 2 Stalkers. GG gets called, and Skillous will take the series 2-1. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. Skillous will take the series there. Gref did make him sweat, and again, if the probes were able to live a little bit longer, if they were able to get a little bit more momentum, then things would have been different there. But Skillous does advance on, and Gref gets knocked down to another match. He gets knocked down to another match, and we have to take a moment to quickly go over everything that is going on. Oh, okay, we have someone. Again, it's very chaotic. A lot of games are happening. A lot of games are going on right now, so I'm trying to keep up with everything and trying to make sure that I'm able to keep up. That we are able to keep up here. And we have our next series. Okay. Micro. Okay. Beautiful. We have our next series here. So, unfortunately, Gref, he's in a group with Skillous. He's also in a group with Astra, and I believe Astra is missing in action. I believe Astra is MIA. So, unfortunately, I believe there will be a walkover, and I believe we will be advancing on. But we're now diving into our next best of 3, our next series here. I believe this is a winner's match in the group. Again, it's a group of 4 players. 2 will make it through, 2 will be knocked out. We're here to determine who makes it out first here in Group F. They're in Group F, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of side Delta, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is Night Phoenix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the pink Zerg player representing himself, as far as I'm aware. I'm unaware if they are a part of a team, but the pink Zerg, it is Jimmy Micro. Here we go. The PvZ is upon us. Again, this is a winner's match of Group F. I believe Night Phoenix was able to bring down Taldarim 2-0. Jimmy Micro took down his opponent 2-0 as well. And now this is a qualifying match. Meanwhile, oh my god, Jimmy Micro going for a hatch block here. Now, there is no gas behind this. There's no spawning pool. I believe this should be a hatch opener and just designed to disrupt the build here of Night Phoenix. Yep, there we go. Hatchery's on the way. So this is not an all-in. This is designed to force some inefficient mining here and force some delayed income from Night Phoenix. It's a way to disrupt the opener of the Protoss. Night Phoenix opening up double gateway. A bit of an overreaction here. It's going to be 2 gate into a cyber core. Now, I say overreaction. Basically, this is a 12 pull response. With this, we can counterattack with a couple of zealots, with a couple of reps. We can have quite a formidable force early on after we deal with this hatchery. It's going to be on Jimmy Micro to defend that eventual counterattack. Again, a good surround overall. We're going to be looking to force a cancel on this hatchery, and hopefully it doesn't get killed. There we go. To force a cancel. And from here, we can go back to mining, and we can expand. Now, because it was a 2-gate opener, that means this. We can make 2 adepts at a time. We can move out. We can counterattack. Oh, the hatchery is thrown down for a second time here. Night Phoenix... a little bit of a lapse in judgment there for not throwing down a pylon or keeping something here to expand. This will be delaying the counterattack. Oh, but we're not counterattacking. We are going for a proxy. Okay. This is why Night Phoenix had a delayed expansion here, because we are investing elsewhere. We have a proxy pylon. Looks like a proxy Stargate. I imagine, you know, behind this link speed is on the way. Couple of lings, a queen as well. Jimmy Micro getting into quite an aggressive follow-up here, prioritizing link speed. Meanwhile, this hatchery is once again going to be cancelled. Just in time. Now we are moving out. When it comes to this proxy pylon, we haven't really committed to it yet. It's only a pylon to reinforce, as we should be expanding. There it is. Natural base is on the way. Adepts are moving out. Link speed still not even halfway done, so Night Phoenix can have his way with these units. He's going to be looking for some drone kills. Now, even though Night Phoenix's base is delayed, because of these adepts, we have actually made a lot of links. An abundance of links have been made here, so the drone count of Jimmy Micro is actually quite low. It looks like we're link flooding, actually. We have links from behind, we have links from the front, we are cutting workers here at 20. Very low drone count, and we are just amassing links. We're going for a massive link counterattack. The Stargate's across the map. The Stargate is across the map, and that means we cannot use the Oracles to defend back at home, or at least it's going to take so long to actually get back. We're going for drone kills, but we should notice that there are very few workers here to work with. There we go. Lings are going for a big counterattack. Wall-off is thrown down. The problem here is that, again, these Oracles, they're so far out across the map. Like, we need them here at home. We need everything back at home to defend, because here we go. Here comes the all-in. A massive Ling flood from Jimmy Micro. And Night Phoenix, we have a couple of adepts behind the mineral line, or behind the wall. Shield batteries on the way. This is looking solid so far. Big gamble here to go for that Oracle Harass. For the time being, that we have a spore in the main base. The Lings, they do not break in. Shield battery is done. Stalker's in position. We have 3 adepts. We are solid. And Jimmy Micro, he's droning. He's droning up back at home. Here comes that Oracle. We do have some anti-air. We are ready for this. Still going to get a couple of drones. 3 workers go down. Good damage. Good damage here from Night Phoenix. Just maintaining control of the economy here of Jimmy Micro. Night Phoenix has a massive worker lead, and Jimmy Micro is struggling. Going for a 3rd base. Again, all these Lings could have been drones. They could have been workers, but again, we did want to go for the mass Ling flood, and it did not pay off. And now Jimmy Micro is in that much more trouble. Night Phoenix is going to be coming in towards that natural base. Spore is not done. We'll find a couple of workers. Oh, the Oracle taking a lot of hits. Ay, ay, ay. And we just go ham, by the way. 7, 8, 9 drones go down. Oh, we're going to get 10 worker kills. 11 kills at the natural. We barely had an economy to begin with. And now it's that much more stifled. It's just that much more gone. There's nothing here. Behind this, oh, that's a lot of gateways. 5 gate. It's going to be 5 gate Glaive Adept. Night Phoenix knows how far ahead he is, knows that he does not need a third base. At this point, because of the lead that Night Phoenix has, we can just go all in. We can just go for one big push here on 2 bases. And Jimmy Micro just does not have enough. I mean, even the best Micro, even Jimmy's Micro, won't be enough to survive. Shouldn't be enough to survive. But we'll see. We'll see if we can pull off a miracle. Up! Bold move here. The Oracle is going to be forced back. We do force an overreaction as well. Roach Warren is done. Roaches are going to be amassing. We have a handful of Lings to work with as well. But here we go. The Adepts are shading on out. How many Roaches do we have? 0 Roaches. Because of all the economic damage, we're just making nothing but drones. Lings, they try to counterattack. But again, a good positioning from Night Phoenix. The Overlord did spot the move out. Third base now on the way, but again, we can hit a very strong timing with these Adepts. 7 Roaches are being produced here from Jimmy. Oh, we have 3 Oracles. We have 3 Oracles, Papi. We can go in, we can send it. And there we go, Adepts moving towards that natural base. Oracles threatening those Lings. The Adepts are being caught up by the Roaches, so this is best case scenario here for Jimmy. But the Oracles, they can go hand here on these Lings, and so many Lings going to be shaved off. Every single Ling does fall. The Adepts, they don't commit to the shade, but we can focus on these Roaches, one after the other. The Queens will help support. More Adepts being warped in across the map. And we do slip into the main. We're still just heavily droning. We're trying to recover here. Boys are being pulled. Not what you want to be seeing. Ooh. 8 workers go down. At the same time, Adepts, they're camping the third base. We're just being pulled apart at this point. Night Phoenix coming in from the left, coming in from the right. Big warp into the main base. The Prism has arrived. We're getting a third base running behind this with shield batteries. GG gets called. And Night Phoenix will take game number 1. GG. Solid game out of Night Phoenix. Again, there was potential with what Jimmy Micro was whipping out. That is true. There was a lot of potential, but unfortunately, again, investing that heavily into the Ling Flood didn't quite work out. We were so well prepared for it, so ready for it. We had a full wall off and Lings did nothing, and as a result, we saw Night Phoenix get out of control. Completely snowball out of control there with his harass. Whether it's Adepts, whether it's Oracles, just too much economic damage. And with that, Night Phoenix takes a 1-0 lead. But I want to believe that we can fight back. I want to believe that we can bring more to the table here. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. Also, I have confirmation. It is unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen Astra versus Gref. But Astra is nowhere to be found. And Astra is going to be forfeiting. So in Group A, Skillus, both Skillus and Gref make it to the playoffs. Kind of to be expected. I mean, I say kind of like, I wanted to see Astra. I wanted to see Astra, Smooch. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hardland. We have our Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is Night Phoenix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Zerga player, representing himself. If he's a part of the team, let me know. Let me know. Whether it's like a team like Platoon or Hokago T team, not too sure. But it is Jimmy Micro. I see in the chat. Oh, Gref dropped by. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on making it through. Congratulations. As we do see Jimmy Micro, this time going for a standard opener. Should be a Hatch Gas pool-based opener here from our Zerg player. A lot more standard from Jimmy. Meanwhile, Night Phoenix is going to be moving out for a Probe Scout, making sure that everything is normal. Again, he just got proxied. He just got hatch blocks, maybe a better way to put it. So Night Phoenix is making sure that his opponent is playing standard. And so far he does. Does confirm the hatchery. Ooh, is going to be threatening a cannon rush here. Do we commit? Do we throw down a forge? It doesn't look like we will. So, looks like a fake cannon rush from Night Phoenix. Again, there is no vision. There's no Overlord here, so we actually can't see this. But a drone now does come down. We force a cancel it. Yeah, there's nothing. We're not falling for it. Again, it's up. And we did. Oh my god. My apologies. 2 drones got pulled there unnecessarily. So a bit of an overreaction out of Jimmy Micro. Not the biggest overreaction, because there was no vision on the pylon earlier. But yeah, some nice bit of damage from Night Phoenix. Behind this, we're going for a gain expand into the Cyber Core. Night Phoenix going for a standard opener. We'll see what Jimmy Micro is made of. I'm excited. Oh, as we do get a kill on the probe. But I'm excited to see what Jimmy Micro does in a much more standard game. Like, we saw some attempted cheese in game 1. I want to believe that we can do more than just cheese them. I want to believe. Behind this, we have our take-off choice. Ooh, gonna be a Twilight Council opener. Okay, Night Phoenix being very aggressive with this. With a Twilight Council opener, we have options. We can go for a straight-up standard Glaive Adept opener, like 4-gate Glaives. We could go DTs, like a Dark Shrine with a Warp Prism to harass across the map. Or we could even go for a charge-based all-in. We'll see if we pull out a gas. For the time being, gas is still being mined. I don't see a Robo alongside this. This could be 3-gate Glaives instead of 4. Fire Council's done. Glaives is in production. Now, yeah, we do pull out. So, this should be a quote-unquote macro Glaive Adept opener. The reason why I say this, I don't see a Robo. I don't see a Robo, which means there's no Warp Prism with this, which means we should be staying on a very low gateway count. Should be 3 gates in total. And the money that we would have spent on the Robo is instead going to be spent on a 3rd base. Well, I spoke too soon. There's the Robo. Okay. Bit of a later Robo, but the Robo is on the way nonetheless. Which means we can commit a little bit harder. There we go. It is going to be 3 gates. There we go. 4 gateways in total. So it's going to be 4-gate Glaive Adepts. Again, this Robo is a little bit more later than I'm used to seeing, but it's on the way nonetheless. Now, this is not an all-in. 4-gate Glaive Adepts, you do expand alongside or afterwards as well. There are all-in variations. You could go 4-gate Glaive Adepts into Dark Templar. That is a thing you could do. You can get into Disruptors behind that as well. Meanwhile, we did make a decent amount of Lings. We're moving out across the map. We are in the dark. I know I've been focusing a lot on what Night Phoenix has been doing. There we go. The Prism is now on the way. Lings going to be trying to push on in. They do get on top of the Stalker. The Stalker is going to go down. Only the Stalker. Behind this, Jimmy Micro staying on a lower drone count, but there we go. 7 more workers are on the way. We're saturating our bases. Roach Warren is soon about to finish, just in time for the Glaive Adepts. So, honestly, a really good timing here with this Roach Warren. These Glaive Adepts are going to hit later. So, because the Robo is delayed, the push is delayed. Usually, Glaives would be finishing up as the Robo is getting across the map for a big warp in. So, this is going to hit a little bit later than normal, just because of the build, just because of, again, the delayed Robo, but regardless, we are moving out. Jimmy Micro throwing down some safety Spore Crawlers. Cutting workers at a decent time, and there we go. Adepts are pushing. Are going to be moving out. And we are looking to get into that natural as well as the 3rd. Nice split here from Night Phoenix. We do commit. We do commit here into the natural base, and the Lings are going to be shaved off here. So many Lings are going to be going down. Meanwhile, big warping. I say big warping. A warping into the main base. Drones going down here at the 3rd. 7 workers do fall and counting. This is getting out of hand. This is becoming too much. Lings, they try to engage, but that's going to be 11 dead workers. 11 drones go down. We still have Adepts camping that 3rd base. Meanwhile, 3rd is on the way. Immortal production has commenced for the Roach counterattack. Night Phoenix making all the correct steps here. Oh. Prism going to be forced back. We have Adepts threatening that natural. 15 drones go down. 15 workers fall, and this is critical damage. This is becoming far too much, and from this point is where I would say that it might be wise for the Zerg player to just go all in, to just cut worker production, make roaches and lings, and just send it across the map. But Jimmy Micro is droning. He is droning up. Prism getting behind the base. Sustaining quite a number of hits already. but the damage is done at this point, and Night Phoenix back at home, getting his store base up and running. We're transitioning. We have Blink on the way, Forge for +1, Immortal production. Night Phoenix is in a pretty solid position here. Even if this Prism goes down, like, we're solid back at home. Prism does slip away. GB Micro droning his heart out right now, still behind in the economy. We do drop back in. The Prism escapes, but the Adepts, they do drop back into the main base, and we're getting even more worker kills. Ay, ay, ay. 6 drones in total. And looking at the unit slot stat, that was 22. 7 drones. 22 workers went down throughout all of that harass. Behind this, we're throwing down a Hydra Den. Oh, that's a bold move. Hydras are quite expensive, and honestly, we don't really have the economy to sustain Hydra production. We're getting there. We're trying to take gases. We're droning our hearts out. We're taking a 4th base. GB Micro are trying to recover, but we need to do more than tech to recover. We need to counterattack. We need to do something about the economy of Night Phoenix. Otherwise, Night Phoenix is just going to run away with it. Oh boy. We'll see if we can. We will see if we can. The army is going to be pushing. There we go. Adepts going to be shading into that mineral line. 2 workers go down. 3 workers go down even. Oh, we get a 4th. Full worker kills, and here comes another big warband of Adepts. At the same time, here comes the main army with Immortals, Sentries, Force Fields. We need Ravagers. Again, these Force Fields will be king here. Without Biles, without Ravagers, there won't be an answer for them. These Adepts are wasted a little bit. We do get thrown away, but we do get a kill on the hatchery. 4th base goes down. There's a massive wave of reinforcements on the way. Oh. This does barely escape. And honestly, we can keep pushing. Could try to keep pushing, but looks like Night Phoenix is containing his opponent, killing the 4th, and behind this, saturating his 3rd, working on his own 4th. There we go, 4th Nexus on the way here for Night Phoenix. GB Micro needs to try to do something about this. Does take control of the Zelnaga. And as he moves out, the Adepts move back in. Oh, Hydras to defend, not ideal. Yeah, the workers, they had to fight for a moment there, and 9 more drones go down. And Hydras, they do melt to these Adepts. So we're going to be able to trade very efficiently here. 14 drones go down, 15 even. 16, 17 workers fall before being cleaned up. I'm afraid to look how many drones have gone down this game. 43 to 1 pro. Oh, the efficiency from Night Phoenix is insane. And Charge is about to finish. We have a 2nd Robo on the way. Robotic Spain production as well. So Night Phoenix just building up here on 3 bases. Building up for one big push. Now, if we were able to somehow get into Lurkers, then maybe we could survive with a handful of Lurkers, but even then it would be a tough hold. Immortals, they can do surprisingly well against Lurkers. Can do well for themselves. Speaking of, there's that Lurker Den. It is the only option. The only option here for GB Micro to live in this game is to get into an abundance of Lurkers. That's if he can get there. Big force fields, we do slice up the army. Handful of units do go down. At the same time, Zealot run by does slip into the bases here of GB Micro. GB a little bit distracted. A drone's going to be going down. We do go for the hatchery, which I'm sorry, for the Hydra Den. Bold move. These Zealots should be cleaned up without getting too much more done. They scout that Lurker Den. Night Phoenix did get eyes on this. We are aware. We know. We already have Colossi in production. Again, we are building up that death bull of an army. We have a decent amount of Ravagers, which can help. Like, if the Biles connect, then we can take a fight. Force fields are thrown down. Colossi has arrived, which we are getting on top of the sentries, though. We are getting on top of those sentries. I think still just amassing an army. And pushing towards that 4th base. We see GB Micro getting ready for a surround. At the same time, Zealous slip into the main base once again. And a bit of mispathing here from Jimmy Micro. 3 Hydras get picked off, leading out a little bit too much. And Night Phoenix pushing on through, collapsing on, not even chasing the final army, just pushing towards the mining bases, forcing the Zerg to push into the Protoss. And really good force fields here from Night Phoenix. Slowing it down the Hydra, slowing down the Ravagers as well. Oh my god, we're just picking this army apart. Everything's being cleaned up. Everything will go down, and the Colossi, they survive. GG gets called. Night Phoenix will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A solid series there out of Night Phoenix, and with that, Night Phoenix will be the first to advance on, the first to qualify, or the first of his group to qualify for the playoffs of Christmas Cup. Congratulations. Again, we are just quickly working through a lot of these games, a lot of these matches, and I'm trying to make sure I can keep up with them. I am trying. Yeah, GG, well played. So with that, Night Phoenix will be advancing on, we'll be qualifying. Meanwhile, we have to figure out where we go from here. Where do we go from here? Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. I'm trying to find a match. You can see there's the first group. Hold on. Looks like I might have one actually. Okay. Looks like Art versus Forlanger. Which I have casted before. I have casted Forlanger in the past. In Team League matches. Never mind. I was hoping I could maybe catch them, but no, Art has also qualified. Did take down Forlanger 2-0, which means Forlanger is going to be going up against Rarka in the next round. Meanwhile, we have GG Machine versus Naji, which I think is going to be a really good series, actually. Oh, wait, no, Naji's not there. Ooh. I think GG Machine may get a walkover. Any other matches going on? I see Young Yakov. Oh. See Young Yakov and another player. Oh, but I think they just finished up as well. Yeah, it looks like they did just wrap up as well. I'm trying to find players. I'm trying to find them. It looks like for the most part, all of the winners matches are finishing, which means we have a little bit left. We have the losers matches that are soon to begin. I just have to find them. I missed Extra Striker is starting his series, or has started his series. I could potentially get on top of Forlanger. I think it's just really chaotic here. I may just go on a small break. Just because I do need to find players. I need to find players that are available. Hold on, this might be a little bit better. I'll close this. I'll open this up. And there we go. Okay. So from the top, we have Skills and Gref, who's already qualified through Group A. We have Wayne up against Mini Zerg. They're mid-series. I did miss them, unfortunately, but they are in a game. Winner advances on, loser goes up against either Pretty Fly or Killer Queen, who did just begin. Scrolling down, oh, we already have 2 qualified players here. Hacker is Noob and Strange did end up qualifying. We have Young Yakov, who just 2-0'd Silver Crow. Silver Crow about to start against another player. Oh, maybe I can catch them. About to start against Praetor. We have Jimmy Micro, who's waiting for his next opponent. Waiting for Taldarim or Nazov. We have Graf versus Michnek. Nikic versus Zardians, which is, I think, a really good series, a really good ZVT. And many other matches here. There's so many groups. So many groups full of players. So, again, I may just go on a small break here, just so I can find players, just so I can track people down. Unfortunately, players are playing on 2 different servers, on EU and NA. Apparently, some players are having issues on the European server making lobbies. So that's why it's a bit more difficult to find players, just because they're split between the regions. And I'm looking for them. So, gonna be going on a short break, and we'll see you guys soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, welcome back to our third match of the night. We just wrapped up with Night Phoenix versus his previous opponent, and now we're up against quite a different match entirely. Night Phoenix versus Jimmy Micro is what we just wrapped up with, and now we are here in a lower bracket, in a lower bracket qualifying match, and here we go. We have a ZVP before us. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the Red Zerg player representing Team 3D Clan. It is GG Machine. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his teammate also representing 3D Clan. It is Naji. Here we go. So again, we were able to find ourselves a series. This is a fresh best of 3, so we were able to jump into game number 1. And as a reminder, these two players, if you're having a look at the groups yourselves, I believe these two players are in one of the upper groups. They are in group... Just checking. They are in group I. There you go. Say one of the upper group. They are in group I. It looks like GG Machine did end up dropping his series against Middle VK. Middle VK did advance first in the group, and we're here to determine who comes out second in group I. Either GG Machine or Naji. I do apologize for jumping around. Like, personally, I do like to focus on individual groups and then wrap them up and then jump onto another group, but there's just so many games happening at once that it's hard to really stick with one group and hope to find matches there. Like, I would say, so everything's happening at once, so we're just jumping from series to series. Regardless, this is a qualifying match. The winner of the series advances on to the playoffs. I don't think I really fully made myself clear, but again, this event is a pretty big one. There is a almost $3,000 prize pool in this tournament, and it's a massive group stage as well. This group stage, of course, leads into a round of 16, which leads into a round of 8, which leads into a playoff bracket as well, which will be played out tomorrow. So there's a lot. there's a lot going on. There's a lot to go over, and I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. And so for now, we are going to be following our players here. Looks like we have a hatch gas full opener, standard opener here out of GG Machine. Meanwhile, Naji being a little bit cheeky, going for a standard opener himself, going for a gate expand into the cybercore, but we do have a proxy pylon across the map. Oh boy. Here we go. Pylon has been thrown down, and there we go. Gateways are going to be turned down behind this as well here, committing to a proxy. Oh my god. Okay, so it's going to be a 4-gate. It's going to be a 4-gate build here for Naji. Did I say 4 gateways? My apologies. 5 gateways, 2 back at home, and 3 across the map. I have not seen this before. Okay, so with this we can reinforce here on the front lines. Cybercore is done, of course. Warp gate about to finish up, and we can move out across the map. GG Machine is unaware. Again, is just happily droning, happily saturating his bases, unaware that an all-in is about to hit. Only 1 gas, so we can't really warp in too many Cybercore or gas-intensive units to reinforce. Should be mainly Zealots. And the hatchery does finish. We do get eyes on the gateways. GG Machine also a bit of a diva enjoyer. Terrible damage. Bit of a diva enjoyer. There we go. Spine coolers are thrown down. The queens are amassing here at the natural base. Roach Warren is on the way as well. We are giving up the third. The third has been forfeit, and GG Machine is going to be defending here on 2 bases. Get a big reaction, throwing down 3 spine crawlers. Gases are being taken as well. We have to be very careful with how we engage. We don't want to throw away too much. Queens have arrived. League's going to try and get us around. We collapse on top of one of these Zealots. 3 Zealots going to be going down. Not a bad start here for GG Machine. The Queen's putting in a lot of damage as well. Good kiting. Take down another Zealot. Spine Crawlers are whirling on forward here. We can try to hold on to this third. With Ling Reinforcements, we can totally hold, by the way. The Queens, they do have some transfuse. There we go. One transfuse gets thrown down. Lings have been cleaned up. The spine crawlers are They are burrowing. They are ridding themselves here. 2 spines have been thrown down. Roaches are on the way. Flush Transfuse barely keeping them alive. The first spine cooler does fall, but we are gaining ground. We are breaking through every single Zealot pause. Now these Stalkers are so very exposed. Only a handful of Stalkers left. Focus down another Stalker. Oh, and it looks like we're shutting this down. Yeah, we're camping the production at this point. We have some desperate warp-ins, but they are desperate. And Naji's going to be shut down again. There's nothing behind this. GG gets called. It was a complete all-in, and GG Machine takes game number 1. GG. A machine. Here we go. And with that, GG Machine will take a lead in the series, but it's the best of 3. We can, of course, come back, and I'm excited. Suddenly, I want to see what the hell Naji whips out. I'm not used to seeing 2-ace 5-gate all-ins with a proxy like that. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for some more action. Ready for more action. We go, as it looks like we have our vetoes, we have our lobby, and game 2 is going to be on Oceanborn. Is today only the first? So I'm just reaching out, making sure that I know the schedule, because I think the Christmas Cup is going to be going on for a while. Yeah. I think it, because I believe this event is going to be going on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-day event. Oh my god, it's a lot of StarCraft. I believe it's going to be a 5-day event here. Again, we have this massive group stage into the round of 16, into the round of 16 group stage, into the round of 8 group stage, into the top 4 as well. And again, there's 3k on the line here, and here we go. Spawning in the top left hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Red Zerga player representing Team 3D Clan, leading the series 1-0. It is GG Machine. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Protoss player. The Blue Protoss also representing Team 3D Clan. It is Naji. Go. We are getting a lot of updates coming in, depending on when this group stage finishes, because we are getting some replays, so we may end up casting some of these replays as well. May end up casting some of them. Just because there are so many matches happening at once, there are a lot of games that look really good that I haven't been able to cast, that I haven't been able to really sink my teeth into. So, very tempted. As we have GG Machine going for a Hatch Gas full standard opener out of our Red Zerg player. Meanwhile, our Blue Protoss is likewise opening up standard, but after what just happened, I'm not so sure. This is different. The first gateway was thrown down here in the main base. This is not standard. Usually we should be building up the wall at the natural. So, yeah, already a peculiar opener. This is very unsafe. So usually the pilot is thrown down on the low ground. We start off the gateway and the cyber core so we can wall off, so we can actually expand. But with the Sim City, with the production buildings thrown down in the main, this natural is very exposed. So something like a Ling counterattack or a Ling opener or a Ling flood, any kind of aggression can actually get quite a bit done here. So that's a little bit concerning. We see GG Machine waddling on in or floating in with the Overlord, confirming how open the natural is. Sees the gateway now thrown down, so it's going to be a 2-gate opener out of Naji. GG Machine can piece that together. is aware that there should already be a gateway elsewhere in the main. Yeah, we're making links. We are making links behind this. Link speed on the way. So GG Machine is investing quite heavily into this here. He's going to be moving out across the map, and we'll see what GG Machine can get done. That's going to be a third gateway now on the way. Very aggressive build here from Naji. 3 gates in total. We're busting. It makes sense. I mean, again, I mentioned that this is just a really unsafe way to open up here in this game. And GG Machine wants to try to confirm that by going for a Bane Bust. Alright, so it's going to be the Zerg's turn to go all in. Descend it across the map. Send it across the map. We'll see if we can break through. There we go. Bailey Nest is about to finish up. 16 more Lings are amassing. The wall is up and running, but Naji doesn't know. Naji has no idea what's going on. Again, there was no probe scout. There was a probe scout. There was no adept scout follow-up. It was Stalker first. The Stalker is going to be going down. We need a follow-up wall. Up. We throw down a shield battery and now a forge, but it's so low. And here come the Bailey's. We're going to be knocking it down. We will knock down the wall. The forge will fall. We break into the natural base. And there is almost nothing here. Pylon does get shut down. Everything gets depowered in the natural. Do have one gateway in the main. But every single worker is going to fall. GG gets called, and just like that, GG Machine will qualify for the next round. GG. Also, that was crazy from Naji. That was wild. That was wild. GG, well played. Congratulations to GG Machine for advancing on. Naji, again, very interesting player, very interesting builds. Game 1, there was a lot of potential, of course, with their all-in. Here in Game 2, just a very unsafe way to open, and as soon as GG Machine saw the opener, immediately, Bane Bust. Just Bane the Nest gets thrown down, Lings are flooding across the map, Bane Bust out of GG Machine, making sure that Naji was aware that this is a corner that you cannot cut, a build that or an opener that you can't quite go for without being punished. Congratulations. And with that, that wraps up Group I. Group I has wrapped up, and now we're just trying to find some other matches. I'll do my best. Trying desperately to find some other matches that are going on. Looks like a couple of these matches are wrapping up, actually. A couple of the groups, sorry, are wrapping up. Nikic did take down Zadiant 2-0. Oh, is Jimmy Micro playing? Looks like he's already in game. So we maybe have one more series. Maybe one more series that we can slip into. I hope so, at least. I hope we can find one more here. We'll do our best. So we're going to be going on another short break, and then we're going to be looking for another one of these matches. I'll do my best to find another. So we'll see you guys soon. See you soon. Top. And welcome back and welcome back. I apologize for the delays, but there is a bug currently on the European server which has been stopping players from making lobbies, so it took a little bit to work around this, but here we go. We are diving into our fresh best of 3, and spawning in the top right hand corner, bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Green Protoss player. The Green Protoss representing CSO Esports. It is UED Soldier. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Orange Terran player. Representing himself, currently teamless I believe, it is Milkacat. Oh, the milk. There's a lot of, yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of cat related IDs in the tournament. I mean, Night Phoenix, you know, aka Cat Girl. You have Astra, also a cat girl. There's shaking my head. Yeah, Mia Micah, of course. But great to see another player. Again, I've never casted Milkacat before, so I'm unfamiliar with them as a player, but I'm ready to be introduced. I'm ready to be wowed here in this series as not to be confused with Milky. That's the other one, Milky Cow. That's another player here. Well, that's all about the milk. What's happening? Ay. But Milkacat did actually go to the ace match against Power earlier. Power, by the way, did qualify into the next round, did make it through the event, so I'm ready to see how Milkacat was able to do so, how Milkacat was able to bring Power to his knees. Not quite bring him down, but force the ace match. We'll see. So diving into our PvT. Again, for the time being, standard opener. It is going to be a gate expand into the Cybercore here from UED Soldier. Likewise, across the map, we have a economic opener as well from Milkacat. Going for a Rax expand, it was a single gas opener, so very economic from both players. Nothing too aggressive, nothing too wild here in the early game. The positioning of this second depot is a little bit odd, a little bit interesting here from our Terran, but outside of that, we should be getting to a standard opener. There we go, factory here as a part of the wall. Interesting choice. Ooh, as we will be delaying the CC on the low ground, UED Soldier being quite a nuisance here to these SCVs. We do delay the expansion for a couple of seconds. Behind this, we went Reactor first, by the way. Very greedy, skipping the Reaper, going Reactor first. We did not skip the SCV Scout, thankfully, so Milkacat is aware of at least the build of choice, the opener. And is going to be getting into those Reactor Marines instead. So far, going to be able to wall off here on the high ground. Ooh, SCV does get picked off. Good pick off there from the Adept. We will delay that bunker, but the Adept takes a lot of damage. Does take a lot of hits to the face. Additional Adepts are arriving. And we'll be forcing this back. Oh, getting a Marine. Almost getting another. Do have the CC finishing. We can start working on finishing up that bunker. And with the completion of this bunker, we should be able to get everything under control here. As we have our tech of choice, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of UED Soldier. Now, when it comes to UED Soldier, we have casted him before on this channel in recent times in events like the Hatchery Cup or other tournaments. And UED Soldier has been, I mean, we've mainly featured UED Soldier in PvPs, so I'm ready to see what they have to offer in PvT instead. It's going to be it's going to be 3, even 4 gateways here. Let's go. 4-gate blink out of UED Soldier. A very aggressive build going to be coming out. Elliot attempts to dive in, but gets shut down by those Stalkers. Good warp in here by UED Soldier. With the Robo, we can get the Warp Prism out. We can move out across the map. We can go for a big attack as well. And Milkacat is in the dark as to what's going on. Did see an additional gateway, so is aware of at least 3 gates. Oh wait, my apologies. It is 3 gate. I don't know why. I thought there was a 4th. I think I was just counting this Robo. So my apologies. It's going to be 3-gate blink here from UED Soldier, not 4 gates, which means we can be assertive, we can gain map control, but this is just a safe way, relatively safe way to open up. Behind this, we should be expanding. We can assert ourselves, we can contain our opponent, but we shouldn't really be committing in. So we are warping in at 3 Stalkers at a time, and then we go 3rd base is being set up. So UED Soldier has map control and should be expanding behind this. Meanwhile, back at home, what do we have to defend? I don't see any tanks. No tanks, by the way. We did delay tank production, going for the Cyclone first. The first tank is on the way, but we can blink into the main. This can get out of hand. Very out of hand. The tank just now pops out. Good positioning here behind the production. Marines are getting picked off, though. So many of them are going to be going down. Again, these are vanilla Marines. Boys are being pulled. These Stalkers, they're getting out of hand. They're getting out of control. So many SVs going to be falling here. Good juggling so far, avoiding a lot of that damage. And from here, we can blink back into the main. And again, this tank is so far back. Now repositioning here on the high ground. If this tank goes down, then we can just break the main entirely. We go for another big warp in. Behind this, we're expanding, we're transitioning, but we can shut down this tank. 2 volleys. Tank does go down. Big pickup. SCV's going to be going down as well. There's one tank behind this army. But this army is so bad. It is so bruised. It's barely standing, and this tank looks so vulnerable as a result. Another warping of Stalkers. We are pushing forward. Good bait there on the tank shots, and we dive on in. The tank goes down, and there's nothing left. There's nothing left here for the Terran. Again, this opener wasn't meant to kill. It was meant to contain, but it's gotten out of control. GG gets called, and UED Soldier takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. The Hellion Scout did get eyes on the gateways. That is true. We saw all 3 gates. We saw all 3 gateways with the Hellion Scout, but we were not ready back at home in time. Very important to get your tanks, or to prioritize your tank production to get them up and running. Not just the tanks, but also if you know that your tank count is going to be a little bit lighter, then bunkers. A bunker on the low ground was thrown down, but we do need a bunker on the high ground as well. Otherwise, what we saw can happen. Otherwise, what we saw can happen, and you can just snowball out of control. Things can very much so get out of hand. And with that, UED Soldier does take the first game, and now we're going to be getting ready for game numero 2. Game number 2. Sorry, I'm just relogging. Apparently, because of the bug on the European server, you do have to relog every game. So we are just working on that, and hopefully, I don't get left behind. The fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's go. As we do make it into the lobby. And again, game 2 is going to be on hard lead. Hard lead will game number 2. Meanwhile, when it comes to the rest of the group, again, I know that there's been a lot of games being played out, and I don't know if I've done the best job explaining the event itself, but welcome, of course, if you're just now tuning in, to the Christmas Cup. This is the GM edition of the tournament. It is a 2,600-ish USD event. So quite a lot of money here on the line. It is a major event with so many players taking part. Again, there is a group stage, groups going all the way up to Group Q. That's just how many groups there are. And each group has 4 players, and top 2 make it out. Top 2 of each group make it into the next round. And tomorrow we will play out that next round. So the group stage is well underway for the event. !B in the chat, and you will get a link to hopefully the Wikipedia page. You know what? I'll just post it here and now. There's a Wikipedia page for the event as well, in case you do want to check it out yourselves. And again, it has multiple stages, has a round of 16, round of 8, and of course the playoff bracket as well. I'm quickly checking, and top 16 do get paid. Top 16 do get paid out, so we are here to determine who makes it into the top 16. Now, this event, because it's so large, because there are so many players and so many games, this event is going to be split up into multiple days. So here we have day 1. Tomorrow is day number 2 to actually hammer home who actually makes it into the top 16. I believe here we're determining the top 32. Yeah, we have 64 players here tonight, and we are cutting those 64 players in half. We're cutting it down to 32, and then tomorrow we cut it down again into 16. Then next weekend, then we get the round of 16. Round of 16 followed by the round of 8, round of 4, semis, finals, all that good stuff. So we are cutting the fat bit by bit. So today we are here to determine who is the top 32 in this tournament. Tomorrow will be to determine who is top 16. Oh boy. And we are getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardland, we have our green Protoss player representing CSO Esports. It is UED Soldier. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the orange Terran player. It is Milka Cat. Milka. Cats are the superior pet. Love dogs too, though, and of course ducks. Yeah, the ducks, papi. Quack, papi, quack. So we are settling on into this. And again, for those that are curious, of course, there is the restriction to be a part of this event to be GM. So all the players that are taking part in this are at least GM. Of course, GM does range in skill. Top 200 in the game, you know, we can go from 5.5k all the way up to 7k. Again, we are working our way through. So far, once again, it's looking to be an economic opener out of our Terran player. SCV is moving out for our scouts. The other SCV going to be moving down for an expansion here on the low ground. As UED Soldier is being quite a nuisance with this probe. Well, we should be soon seeing the expansion. Oh, but the probe does come back in. Again, delaying this expansion for as long as we can. Should it soon be thrown down on the low ground. As the probe does turn back around to fight. And there is our CC. Man. CC's on the way. The probe comes back. The probe is back, and we'll get the hell out of here. This time it's going to be a Reaper first. Remember, last game it was a reactor opener into Marines. This time we have a Reaper. With the Reaper, we can harass our opponent a little bit more, but we can also get some scouting information. We can get a read on what exactly is going on and get a better idea of the build of choice from UED Soldier. And that's the hope, at least. Remember, last game it was just 3-gate blink. Not the most aggressive opener. Has potential, as we saw, but is designed to contain the Terran player while you can expand and get your third base up and running. Meanwhile, ooh, this is different. That is a second Rax. And we should soon be seeing a third Rax. And there it is. It's going to be a 3-Rax opener here from Milka Cat. Is quite an aggressive build here. This is designed ideally to shut down a Stargate opener. Meanwhile, the Reaper does get in, does scout, does confirm the Twilight Council. So Milka Cat is aware of the build of choice for the most part. The tech of choice is a better way of phrasing it. We're aware that Blink is on the way, but it could be 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or 4-gate Blink. There's a lot available here to UED Soldier with how aggressive he wants to be with his Blink Stalkers. There's a second gateway on the way, and we'll keep an eye on the third and potentially fourth gateway. Meanwhile, across the map, this build of choice here from Milka Cat, now that we've realized, we're getting quite a lot of SCV damage. Oh, we get one. One SCV goes down. But with this build of choice, we should be prioritizing Marauders. Usually we make as many Marines as we can, and we hit a timing with Stim. But because we are aware it's a Blink opener, Marauders are going to be that much more important. Because Marines will be dealt with by these Stalkers. Meanwhile, Adepts, they do take control of the natural base. Quite a lot of lost mining time here as the Adepts are finally forced out. And we can go back to mining. Stim is in production. Again, we're going to be hitting a very strong push here with Stim. That's the idea of this build. Meanwhile, we do have additional gateways. It was 2 gateways in the main base. 2 gateways here in the main. We do have 1 gateway here on the low ground. So once again, 3-gate Blink. The same build as game 1 from UED Soldier. The exact same build here. Now, I do like this from UED Soldier because he should be active with his Stalkers. And the reason why this is ideal against a Stargate opener is that Mass Marine with Stim completely just dumpsters all over Oracle base play and Phoenix base play. Because Phoenixes, what can they do? They can pick up 1 unit at a time, and against all these Marines, they can really struggle. Which is why when I mentioned when we scouted the Twilight Council, we need Marauders. And there it is. Marauder production has commenced. We have 2 Marauders being built at a time, and we need to build up that count because pure Marine doesn't trade well against Mass Blink Stalker. So Milka Cat has the information he needs, and again, he is refining his army with these Marauders. Do have a bunker on the high ground, so again, he's aware that Blink Stalkers are on the way because of the scout earlier, and he is preparing himself. Meanwhile, here comes UED Soldier. Something that we lacked in the last game was the bunker in the main base, and we do have a bunker, even 2 bunkers at the natural. Oh my god. We are very well prepared for this. UED Soldier going to be checking the main base. Did confirm all 3 Raxes earlier. Does run into these Marauders and immediately gets forced back. So much damage being done. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, so many Stalkers falling. Bit of miscontrol there at a UED Soldier, panicking a little bit, and Milka Cat has a much stronger defense. So, bunker is salvaged. We understand that we don't need it anymore. A solid start here for Milka Cat. Much more solid compared to the previous game. Meanwhile, across the map, UED Soldier is taking his 3rd. Remember, 3-gate Blink is not all in. We were expanding, taking a 3rd base. Now we have a Bay on the way. The Bay should be for Colossus and Disruptors. It's going to be 3-gate Blink into a 3rd into Colossus production from our Protoss player. Meanwhile, the Prism does get behind the mineral line. Ooh, Milka Cat caught out of position here, and we are getting damage done. SCVs are going to be falling. 7 SCVs in total. 1 SCV went down earlier, but that is going to be 6 worker kills here in the main base. Very nice damage here from UED Soldier. This should not have happened. Again, Milka Cat defended the initial push beautifully. After this, though, UED Soldier somehow found a way to find damage anyway. And the Prism slips back in. This time we have left an army in position, so the Prism isn't going to get much done. But the damage has already been done. Milka Cat down to 35 SCVs. The worker count here looking very low. Meanwhile, UED Soldier macroing up nicely, getting up to 3-base saturation. Colossus production has commenced. We have Extend Thermal Lance on the way. Charge as well. More gateways being thrown down. Really solid play here out of UED Soldier, and Milka Cat is being forced even further all in. He is being forced all in here. We may have to, pull the boys. Like, there's no turning back from this. We've taken too much damage. It's all or nothing. The boys have been pulled, and we are going completely 2-base all in. It's all or nothing for Milka Cat. Meanwhile, UED Soldier does have a couple of Stalkers in position. Does miss the move out, though. I'm going to say try to bounce back in. Colossus are on the way. We do recall back home. The army has been spotted by the pylon. We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge. No shield battery at the natural, it's at the 3rd base. So far, a good swipe from the Colossus. 2nd Colossus is about to come out, and with 2 Colossi, how do we push in? Good juggling here from UED Soldier. Does save one of the Colossi, the other is exposed. Up! And we do save it. A nice save here. We clean up all the Marines, all the Marauders as well. The Zalse go ham. GG, good luck in the next round, and UED Soldier will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A solid result there from UED Soldier. Again, I will say that here in game number 2, Milka Cat did have a stronger early game. Was able to, again, deflect the initial builds, was able to get into his Marauders, get into his stim timing. But unfortunately, the Prism came from behind, caught Milka Cat completely off guard, and we lost too many SCVs. We lost too many. We had to go all in from there, and we just happened to be going into a player that already had Colossi. With Colossi, we just shut down 3-Rax play so hard. Oh, so hard. The push was a little bit too late. Didn't have as much behind it, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to UED Soldier. Congratulations. And with that, UED Soldier does qualify and make it into the round of 32. Into the round of 32 group stage tomorrow. Meanwhile, do we have any other matches going on? It looks like we may. As the group stage is finishing on up. Oh, there's like 3 matches left. Not a lot, actually. Okay, there's 4 matches left. Let's see if I can find someone. Hopping over to the Americas. So a match that has my eye right now is, I believe, Mini Zerg. There's Mini Zerg versus Killer Queen, and I actually really want that series. Can we find them though? That's the question. That is the question. Oh, oh boy. Here we go. So again, congratulations to UD Soldier. And again, we just really don't have many matches remaining. Everything was happening at the same time. Everything was happening concurrently. There is like 4 matches ongoing. There's Eastos versus Blinchik. There's Tiger versus False. There's Matt V versus Marador. There's also, as I mentioned before, Mini Zerg versus Killer Queen, which I kind of want to get into, but we'll see. We'll see if we can. We will see if we can. Just because they may, I mean, they're probably already mid-series. They are mid-series at this point. Alright, mid-series. And they just finished. No, I wanted to cast them. We just got an update here, and Mini Zerg did take down Killer Queen 2-1, and Mini Zerg is going to be the next player to qualify. He's going to be our next player to qualify here for the main event. So we are rapidly, running out of room, running out of matches. I guess we could just take this moment to go over the bracket here. I think we're done. Oh, actually, I may have found one. Eastos and Blinchik did just get out of game. Do we have an update? Do we have a match? Oh. Potentially? Do we have do we have a game? I think they're out of game, but I'm trying to reach out. If they're mid-series, and if we can get into like the final game, then that'll be amazing. I'm trying to whisper them. I'm doing my best. Let's see. Otherwise, we can just have a look and quickly go over the bracket. Again, there was a lot of matches that were ongoing. There we go. From the top, from the very top here. We do have, just quickly going over some of these results, and I guess for now we may have just wrapped up the final series. May have just wrapped up the final series here as we quickly do refresh. So, from Group A, we do have Skilless taking down Gref 2-1. Skilless did make it out first. We did cast this series, and it was fun. Gref is a cannon rusher. He's a very well-known cannon rusher, and he did take a game off of Skilless by cannon rushing. So very impressive by Gref, as they did both advance. Unfortunately, I did want to cast Astra, but Astra was not available here, so both Skilless and Gref did make it through. They both did qualify. Astra was not available. Oh. It looks like... we'll see if I can make it. I'm experiencing the bug again. I should have relogged. But yeah, Skills and Gref did make it through. We have Wayne. Wayne, of course, 2-0'd his way through the group as well, as to be expected. And Wayne did qualify alongside Mini Zerg as well. Unfamiliar. I was hoping to catch Mini Zerg earlier, but we did miss those matches. So Wayne did make it through alongside Mini Zerg. We had Strange, of course. Strange, one of the stronger Protoss players in the region, did make it through alongside Hacker is Noob. Young Yakov made it through alongside Silvercrow. Unfamiliar with Silvercrow, but I would have loved to have gotten to know them. Would have loved to have caught that series. Basically, kind of players that you expect to advance on. I don't think there was any upsets. I don't believe there were any upsets. So Young Yakov made it through. Milky Cow made it through. Of course he did. Milky Cow taking down his opponent. So can we zoom in? There we go. Alongside Dobro. I'm unfamiliar with Dobro, but I look forward to being introduced to them tomorrow. Night Phoenix made it through. We did cast this series. Night Phoenix over Jimmy Micro. Did advance on alongside Jimmy Micro as well. They did both make it into the round of 32. We have Nicaract, who again, a well-known Terran player in the region. Did advance on alongside Michnek. I'm not familiar with Michnek. I don't really know them. But again, we might be able to cast them tomorrow. We have Nikic advancing on 2-0 over Zardiant. Zardiant also advancing on as well. We have casted Zardiant before. He's a mech player. I do know that. I know it. He's a mech player. So both Nikic and Zardiant did advance on. We have Middle VK alongside GG Machine advancing on as well. Our Protoss and Zerg player respectively. We did cast these series. My condolences to Naji for not making it through. And we have Art alongside Fallinger. I'm familiar with both of them. Both favorites coming into this to make it through in their respective groups. Shameless, we've been featuring a lot of Shameless. He did not drop a single map. My eyes are on Shameless as a dark horse for this tournament. I do want to see how far Shameless can go. We have Master Vasya alongside them. I'm unfamiliar with Master Vasya, but if you know them, do share some information about them. It would be good to be introduced. We have Rostock and Extra Striker. Ooh, this was a stacked bracket actually. Oh my god. Rostock and Exo Striker are going to be making it out here. This series went all the way to the ace match. Again, Rostock and Extra Striker are really powerful Protoss players. Rostock being a Ukrainian Protoss. Exo Striker from Russia. So both really strong players. We have Wannabe Björn, who 2-0'd Eastos. This is the match that just started, and we did miss them, unfortunately. But Wannabe Björn did advance on. Fun fact, Wannabe Björn he was a part of the Archon Mode 3v3 that we casted. It was Wannabe Björn alongside Nicaract and Milky Cow. The three of them were playing Archon Mode together as a Terran team. So do want to watch more of Wannabe Björn. Eastos, I imagine is going to be favored against Blinchik, but we'll see. Likewise, underneath them we have Ashbringer, Asherber's cousin. Did make it through. Tiger, I'm not familiar with Tiger, but Tiger did 2-0 false. Down here we have Enigma advancing on over Liaris. I have casted Enigma in the past. I think he used to be on Hokago T team. We have casted Enigma before. I'm not familiar with Liaris or Astro, so more of an unknown player going to be making it through. Do look forward to them. Here I have no idea who these people are. You have someone with a Cyrillic name advancing on. We have Marador and Matvi as well. So more unknowns to me at least, so not too familiar with them. We have Power and UD Soldier. We just covered UD Soldier, and that was Group Q. So again, 64 players cut down to 32. And tomorrow we will be casting the round of 32. The round of 32 group stage, I should say. So tomorrow there should be some more well-known players. I don't know who to follow. Like, I would be happy with so many. Like, I'm happy to cast Ashbringer or Exo Striker, Wannabe Björn, Nikic, Rostock as well, Wayne, Shameless. I kind of want to follow Shameless, depending on the group. I think the groups are going to be seeded tonight. I believe the groups will be seeded tonight, so if you want to see the follow-up to this group stage to find out who makes it into the top 16, tomorrow in less than 24 hours, we'll be casting the next stage of the Christmas Cup. So again, it's pretty big. A lot of players are getting involved, and again, all these players were GMs. All these players are GMs, I should say, at least. So we'll see. I think it's too early for predictions. Like, there are some big names here, some big heavy hitters. Like, Skillus is going to be coming in as a favorite player in this tournament. Wayne as well, of course. Strange is another big one. Young Yakov, Night Phoenix, Milky Cow, Nicarax. It's, I think probably the biggest names are Skillus and Wayne. I think depending on seeding, like Skillus and Wayne, it makes sense for them to be the two finalists, but we'll see. We'll see if upsets happen. We already saw Skillus drop a map to Gref. Look, I'm just saying, if Gref can take a game with Skillus, I want the rematch, all right? I want I want a rematch. I want some more cannon rushes. You know, upsets, they can happen. They can happen, especially in PvPs. But on paper, I feel like Skillus and Wayne are probably the favorite players. We'll see if anyone can shake up the hierarchy in this region and amongst all these pros. I'm looking forward to it. And again, Shayless is my dark horse pick. My dark horse. And UED Soldier as well. UED Soldier as well. Outside of that, though, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here. This was our second broadcast of the day. I apologize that it was a little bit chaotic and a little bit, yeah, there was a little bit of uncertainty just because I was having a really hard time finding games. Again, as I mentioned, there is a bug currently on the European server, and players do have to like just constantly like remake games and restart and all this good stuff. We just got an update. Eastos did take down Blinchik 2-0. So congratulations to Eastos. They just wrapped up their series. So that's everything. Eastos did advance on. Matt V took down Matador. And Tiger 2 false. So plenty of updates. Plenty of updates. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. Again, we're going to be back here with day number 2 of the Christmas Cup GM edition tomorrow. We're also going to be live tomorrow with day number 2 of Masters Coliseum. Masters Coliseum number 7. So we'll see you then for those events. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. It is 4 a.m. in the morning, so I'm going to bed. I'm done. I'm done for today. Gonna go get some rest. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Until then, hasta luego. Thank you for dropping by. Until then, bye. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.